Sometimes the smallest moments can completely reshape our understanding of the world. Today, I'm going to share 5 short stories that will do just that. Let's start with a story about a $5 bill that changed everything. Imagine a man, homeless and hungry. With only $5 to his name, one rainy evening, he sees a woman stranded by her car, looking distressed. Without a second thought, he walks over and gives her his last $5 for a taxi. He tells her not to worry about him, just to get home safe. He expected nothing in return, but 2 days later, as he sat in his usual spot, the same woman found him. She hadn't just come to thank him, she arrived with bags of food, warm clothes, and something he never expected, a job offer. She owned a local restaurant and was so moved by his selflessness that she knew she had to help. That single act of giving, with no thought of reward, completely turned his life around. It's a powerful reminder that what you give to the world, without expecting anything back, often finds its way back to you in the most unexpected ways. Our next story begins in the quiet halls of a school after everyone has gone home. A janitor, while cleaning out an old locker, discovers a folded piece of paper tucked away in the back. It's an unsent letter, filled with the raw, honest thoughts of a student who felt lost and invisible. The words were heavy with struggle, a silent cry for help that had never been heard. Moved and concerned, the janitor knew this message was too important to ignore. He anonymously gave the letter to the school counselor. When the school shared the letter without revealing any names, it sent a shockwave through the student body. Suddenly, students who felt the same way realized they weren't alone. This one letter, found by chance, sparked a conversation that saved lives and led to the creation of a permanent mental health support program at the school. It just goes to show you, your words have power. They might just be the lifeline for someone you've never even met. Now, let's talk about a choice. A young man finds a wallet on a busy sidewalk. He opens it and sees $500 in cash. For a moment, he considers his own financial struggles. But then, he spots something else tucked behind the money, a faded photograph of an elderly couple, smiling warmly, looking at their faces. He knew he couldn't keep it. He found an address on an ID and decided to return the wallet. When he knocked on the door, the elderly woman who answered had tears in her eyes. She explained that the wallet belonged to her late husband and that the money was all they had left for the month. But it was the photo that meant the world to them. It was a picture of her parents, who had lost their own son, the woman's brother, many years ago. The next day, the young man found an envelope slipped under his door. Inside was a small amount of money and a note that simply said, "Kindness always finds its way home." This story teaches us that doing the right thing isn't about a reward. It's about integrity, and that integrity has a way of leading you back to goodness every single time. This next story proves that the universe has a strange and beautiful way of connecting us. A man is driving down a dark, deserted road late at night when he spots a car on the shoulder with its hazard lights blinking. An elderly woman is standing beside it, clearly stranded with a flat tire. Though he's in a hurry, he pulls over to help. He spends the next hour in the dirt and grime, changing her tire. She offers him money, but he refuses, simply telling her to pay it forward someday. He drives off and forgets all about it. Years pass. One day, his own car sputters and dies on a busy highway during rush hour. He's stuck, feeling helpless, when a tow truck pulls up behind him. The driver is a kind woman who quickly gets his car hooked up and ready to go. When he asks her how much he owes, she just smiles and says, "Years ago, someone helped my mother when she was stranded on a dark road. He told her to pay it forward. Now, I am." It turns out, he had helped this woman's mother all those years ago. It's a stunning reminder that what goes round truly does come around. The kindness you put out into the world will eventually complete its circle and find you when you need it most. And finally, our last story. It's about a love that transcends time. Every single day, an elderly man would visit the same park bench and sit for hours, always leaving the space next to him empty. He'd talk softly to the empty air, a gentle smile on his face. A young woman who frequented the park eventually got curious and asked him why he always sat alone, yet seemed to be in conversation. The man looked at the empty spot beside him and said, "This was my wife's favorite spot. We came here together for 50 years. She just got here before me." He continued his daily ritual for months. But one day, the man didn't show up. The bench was empty, except for a small, laminated note left on the seat. It read, "Finally together again." This story isn't about loss. It's about a love so profound that it couldn't be broken by absence. It teaches us that true love never really ends. It just changes its form, waiting patiently until it can be whole again. So, what can we take away from all of this? These stories show us that our small, everyday actions, a bit of kindness, a moment of integrity, a word of support can create ripples that travel further than we could ever imagine. They prove that the world's most powerful stories aren't about fame or fortune, they're about human connection. Every moment, good or bad, carries a deeper meaning if we just take the time to look. The real magic in life isn't in grand gestures, but in the simple, quiet ways we show up for one another. Thank you so much for watching. If these stories resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content that makes you think and feel. I'll see you in the next one.